Paulie, if you won, how would you sound as you cross the finish line?
Remember?
Yeah, Seton's on the cars. Yeah, Seton's on the cars.
Another day at the office, boys. Just like Barry Sanders, just hand the football to the ref.
Okay. Seton, how would you sound if you won?
It's like I'm changing tires.
I know.
Pew, 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 pew.
How would you
Probably
sound?
sound like a, woohoo! All right, boys, we did it.
Jimmie, are you conscious of what you're saying after you win?
No, but I don't think the Barry Sanders thing would have happened.
Oh, you wouldn't have gone, yep, dudes, no big deal. Expected that.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's you go back and hear, like just hearing what I said, the lead in there, I wasn't really aware of what I said. So thanks for dusting that off for me.
But can you, like golfers can tell you every shot they hit during the course of a round, like can you look back on a race and remember, do you have like photographic memory with things?
Different aspects of it. We run so many laps that it's hard to really recall all the events, but some key moments stick out. But you certainly got to go back to the video and kind of check things out.
But when you're done, what's your mind like after a race like that?
Just relieved. I mean, we've had a nice, tough summer, so to be able to get things turned around and to get to victory lane has been been overdue. We've been getting closer as these last few weeks have gone by, but finally get it done. There's relief associated with it. Covers a little bit of the disappointment attached to the fact that we're not in the championship battle. We worked so hard to be into the chase, work our way in the chase all year. So, gratifying, rewarding, all that good stuff.
When do you know you have the car to beat?
I didn't until about a lap to go last night. He came awfully late.
But sometimes a pitcher will have a bullpen session and he'll go, man, I had great stuff in the bullpen and didn't have it on the mound, or vice versa. Do you do that with cars?
For sure, and I guess Brad Keselowski would be the example of that, and it happens quite often. The car that leads the most laps, the dominant car, often doesn't win. It's weird how that works out, but he led just about every lap, but those last 6 he didn't have the car that he did earlier in the race, and ours got a lot better. So it's human. That's the reason we love sports, I guess, because you can't predict it.
Should drivers police each other?
Yeah, absolutely.
But what happened, with Logano and Kenseth? I mean, they sit you down for two races. Is that fair punishment here?
It was a big moment. you got to be real about that. And there is a driver code on the track, and we do police things out there. I think myself and the industry is just after consistency. So if this is the case and this is how they're going to handle it, we hope that it's handled that way, as the years come. And being that it's the first time a driver's ever been suspended, there's been a lot of drivers discussing, well, okay, so if you're on the lead lap, you can still do this. You just can't do it if your lap's down. So there's a lot more discussion and a lot. There really isn't a clear understanding of what you can do and what you can't do. But I can tell you, driver code inside the car. The way things went down last night, racing Keselowski, we've both raced each other very well over the years, and there was no need to handle it any other way than which I did. So I think it's really driver to driver, and if you've got a long-lasting issue with somebody, you're going to handle it differently than what I did last night.
But is there wrecking etiquette, bumping etiquette?
If you get wrecked racing hard, that's one thing. If you get hit going into the corner, if somebody dumps you going into the turn, that's the way I was brought up racing. That's, you expect somebody in your garage after the race and probably going to get roughed up over it. So into the corner is the big no-no. Contact in the center of the corner, off the corner, things like that are much more in the spirit of racing than just intentionally dumping somebody. He's
the six-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champ, Jimmie Johnson. Next race will be Phoenix International Raceway, and that'll be Sunday, the Quickens Lone Race for Heroes 500 on NBC. We were talking about Guns N' Roses. Are you a Guns N' Roses fan?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were talking maybe that there's a reunion there. Do you ever see them in concert?
I did. I went, I think it was my first concert even. I was living in San Diego still, and it was the weirdest concert because Ice-T opened, Guns N' Roses went on second, and Metallica closed.
Wait.
you wouldn't
That's
believe
your
the riots
first
and fights.
concert? That's your first concert?
First concert.
How do you top that?
90, I know, right? Like 91, 92, something like that. So it was incredible.
And you said there were fights?
Yeah, when the Ice-T crowd was leaving and the Guns N' Roses Metallica crowd was coming in, it was a bit sketchy.
What would you play in your car if you were driving during a race, if you could actually listen to music?
Gosh, GNR would be a start. Metallica has always been a band I've listened to over the years, and there's just some kind of rhythm in rhythm of the drum, the guitar that is like driving the race car, and that Lars repetitive kind of just pounding of the drums. It's a lot like driving a car. So I'd probably throw in Metallica, to be honest.
Have you met Lars before?
No, have not.
Oh, come on. You got to pull some. You got some clout here, Jimmie. You're big time.
I need to, for sure. Especially growing up, big fan of the band. But, by the time my career got going, I think those guys were already busted up, and, our opportunities kind of missed.
Well, and how old are your kids now?
5 and 2.
Oh, so you're not going to concerts yet?
We did make a Taylor Swift concert not long ago with my oldest.
Did you dance? Did you sing?
I'm sure there was some unfortunate singing going on because Taylor plays nonstop in our car on the way to school in the morning. So I do know the lyrics, unfortunately, by heart.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I sing at the top of my lungs when I'm with my daughter, usually to embarrass her. She's 17,
yeah.
So sure, why not?
That's a whole different game. That looks like a good opportunity down the road for me.
Hey, congrats. I know you're with the kids today, but congrats on the win. Thanks for joining us again, Jimmie.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
That's Jimmie Johnson, driver of the number 48 Lowe's Chevy.